What speed to lead would do is it would connect you with a lead in like 30 to 45 seconds of them submitting a form on the website. You won't have to take any steps. It will fully automate the process. So you go to my website, you fill a form, and it sends me a text message. Hey, Louis filled out a form in your website for this property. Then it calls me and I say, okay, I want to be connected to Louis. I just press 1, then it calls you immediately. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Sharad. I'm the owner and founder of REsimpli. I'm also an active investor in Northwest Indiana. For those of you who are not familiar, it's practically a suburb of Chicago, 30 to 45 minutes drive from downtown Chicago. I used to live in downtown Chicago. That's why I started investing in Northwest Indiana. And now I live in the San Diego area, but I'm still investing in Northwest Indiana. And PPC has been one of my best performing marketing channel this year. So I thought I wanted to do a call and go over how to create landing pages, which we launched about 3 or 4 weeks ago, how to create those landing pages. So in order to create landing pages, by the way, if you're not aware, you get free seller and one buyer website with your REsimpli account. So you'll need your free website activated. All you need for that website is your own domain name, which you can get from GoDaddy for like $10 a year. That's all you have to pay. You don't pay anything to us. But if you, regardless of what plan you're on, whether it's basic, pro, enterprise, you get one buyer website and one seller website included for free. This is what my seller website looks like. And it comes like this out of the gate. This is SEO optimized, and it links directly with your REsimpli Leads account. And there's also another template, but this is the one that I use in my business. And what we launched about 3 or 4 weeks ago was the landing pages that you can create for your inbound marketing. So this is a full website. You have your about page, contact us page, compare page, and all that good stuff. You can add a bunch of pages to this, but this is for it helps you with your testimonial. It helps with your credibility. But if you're doing online marketing, for example, if you're doing PPC, if you're doing Facebook ads, if you're doing YouTube ads or whatnot, then you want those sellers to come to your landing page, not necessarily come to your full website. And in order to do that, so the first thing will be you'll go into, once you log into your account, you'll click on websites by going right here. Go right here, click on website, and once you log in, it'll bring you to a page like this. So I have a couple of different websites added. After that, you want to click on, I'm going to use this one. You want to click on dashboard. And once you do that, it'll take you to the WordPress settings page. Again, this is if our websites are built on WordPress. So if you're familiar with WordPress, super simple to use. It's a very standard WordPress website. Then after that, you want to click on template. Okay. So once you click on template, you're going to see a bunch of options open up. You'll see these options. Then from these are your pages for the website that you have. You can add additional pages if you want. If you want to add, pages for each city, like I have on my website, I have a page for each of the cities that I, primary cities that I buy in. And then that's each of the pages that SEO optimized. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. But in order to create landing pages for your inbound marketing, you want to click on landing page. And once you do that, for the first time, it's going to look like this. After that, you want to click on add new. Oh, sorry, actually, no, I'm going to use a template. You can create your own landing page also from scratch, but we have 5 templates that we've added. So these are the 5 templates that we have. Before I get into this, I'll just quickly show you what each of the templates look like. Okay. So again, you'll notice this is just ignore the top section right here, that just because I'm logged into my backend website. But this is what it looks like. It's a simple, think of it as a very simple one-page website that you have. So the purpose of this is when you have a seller from inbound marketing that's coming to your website, PPC, Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever marketing you're doing, you want to have them come to a simple landing page where there's basically no option, not many options other than just asking them to put their property information, name, email, and phone number, and then they can be part of your lead. So again, not many options. There's some testimonials, how it works. Just simple, comparison page. no obligation offer, and then all of this is clickable. So if they're accessing this from their mobile phone, if they click right here, click here, it's going to call or initiate an email. Again, you can fully customize this, but this is how it comes out of the gate. Now compare this landing page to this website. It gives someone a lot more options that comes on the website. They can go to about us, contact, compare, which could sometimes be overwhelming for a seller. So purpose of this, it's going to help you with your conversion by having a simple one-page website. And then you can change depending on what you're targeting. If you're targeting people with, they're behind on taxes, then you can, have overcome tax worries. Again, you can customize this. On the back end, if you're targeting, we've created some landing, you could stay ahead of foreclosure. So if you're targeting people with foreclosure, this is another landing page that we have. And this would be the third one, sell your house fast, simple, in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, I don't buy in this market. I just created for this purpose. This is what it looks like. Again, the purpose of this is simple one-page website landing page that you have. Again, this is targeting sell your house, and it just keeps rotating as is kind of the value that you're adding as an investor. And then this is also A2P 10DLC compliant. We already have this opt-in checkbox, opt-in language. It's already checked in. So when someone fills in, then they're opting in to receive text messages from you. And then this is our fifth template that we have. Again, you can go and you can customize any one of these, or you can go in and you can all create your own template by add new, and then you can just create from your scratch. All right. So now when you're creating a template creating a new landing page from one of the templates that we have, you want to click on import landing template, and then you want to give it a name. Let's say I'm going to call this foreclosure, or I'm going to call this PPC landing page. And the cool thing is with each of the landing page that we have, you can track it based on the different marketing that you're doing. So you can attach a different campaign phone number, which is right here. So you can change for each of the landing page. If you notice, this one I have phone number ending in 4470. This one I have ending in 3130. So when someone goes to your landing page, then you can do A/B testing between different landing pages that you have to see which landing page is performing better, which campaign is working better for you. So this is a little bit more advanced, but it's good to be able to track if you're doing different marketing, which marketing is actually performing well for you. So you can just be very targeted. Again, so you can select from any of these are the actual campaigns that I'm running in my business. So you can select different marketing, different campaign that you're doing. Let's say this is going to be my Google My Business campaign, and then it will auto-populate the phone number. But if you want to use a custom phone number, then you can just do other and then put in your own phone number. But for this purpose, I'm just going to do, let's say, need to sell my house fast. All right. And then once I do submit, it's going to go ahead and create that landing page for me. And I can just go in and customize that. All right. So it created that PPC landing page for me. And the name of the landing page would be, so it's going to be a subdomain, or it's going to be a URL that's part of your website. So maxhousebuyer.com/go/Hammond, but you can name it whatever you want. So this is right here, PPC landing page, or I can do PPC right here, or, let's say this is going to be, let's say just say PPC. And then this will become my landing page. So this is the one that I would want to use. So when you're doing Google paid ads, then you would want to run your traffic to this specific landing page. When someone comes on this landing page, then anyone that submits that form on that landing page, you will be able to track that it came from this specific landing page. And then that's how you would want to do multiple landing pages. You can go ahead, change the image. You can, if you want to add something, remove something, you can do all of that. It's fully customizable, but it's SEO optimized. I'm doing testing for my PPC campaigns with these landing pages, and we're optimizing them to see what's working, what's not working. But it's important to make sure whatever marketing you're doing, you're able to track it back to which campaign it was working. Okay. So before I move forward, let me see if there's any questions. Any questions you guys have on this before I kind of move forward on other topics that I have? You can put it in the chat or unmute. Itai, do you have a question?
I got one question.
What's up,
How
Itai?
do you what's going on? How do you get the check in the opt-in? So it's automatically checked. How do you do that?
It should automatically be checked, but if it's not, just send us an email. We can do it from the backend. So anytime you create a landing page, it's auto checked for you. I don't know if you do it by default or you have to ask for it, but if you ask for it, then we can make it. So by default, it's auto checked. I think I did it for my website when it's auto checked for my website. So anyone that goes to my website, filling out a form, or they go to the landing page, it's auto checked. Definitely helps with the conversion. So it's one less friction point for the seller to check that box. Okay. But yeah, if you send us an email support, then we can get that auto check in for you if it's not already there. All right. So once you've done your landing pages, again, if you guys are not doing PPC, or if you guys are not doing any inbound marketing, I highly, highly recommend. I'm sure you guys have noticed like SMS marketing, especially, and then cold calling to some extent is getting more and more challenging. There's going to be more regulations. The carriers are going to start putting more and more regulations around text message marketing, around cold calling. So if you're not doing inbound marketing like PPC, Bing ads, or Facebook ads, I haven't for my experience, I haven't seen it be very effective, but PPC definitely has been very, very effective for us. We're trying, and then also if you're not doing any paper lead, I also recommend testing that out. Paper lead would be, for example, Need to Sell My House Fast would be one company. We're testing out Lead Solo. Fast Home Offers is another one. Liberty Leads. There's a couple of other where basically what you do is it's essentially these other companies that are doing PPC, and they might be their cost per lead might be, let's say, $100. They're selling those leads onto investors based on the county for $150 a lead, for example. So they have a little bit of margin. So they have their own landing pages that they're doing. They have their own websites that they're doing. So you don't have to do PPC. You just basically sign up with that company. So just today we signed up with Lead Zolo, and we're paying them $5,000. Our cost per lead with them is, I believe, $200. So we're testing it out for 25 leads to see how it goes. I'll let you guys know how that performs. We literally just signed up for that today. So hopefully we should start getting some leads in next day or two. And then in a month or so, I should have some update on that. But I would definitely recommend PPC if you guys don't have PPC as part of your marketing. You don't have to start out with a huge budget. You can start out with a small budget of like $2,000, $2,500, or even $1,000. And then you can really, really have very targeted keywords to get very high quality leads. So you're focusing on the quality of the leads versus quantity of the leads. But it'll become more and more important for real estate investors as we go into the year with carriers making SMS marketing and cold calling a little bit more regulated. So you'll start noticing, text messages may not go through. The connectivity calls would be a little bit less because of the A2P 10 DLC regulations. So something to keep in mind. Cool. All right. So again, just really quick, going back, in order to create your landing pages, you want to log into the backend, go into content, then click on landing page. You can create your own custom landing page, but we have 5 templates that we've added that you can choose from any one of these 5 templates. And then once you've created that template, then you can go in and customize that template, and then you can start getting leads in. Any lead that comes in from any of these templates will automatically go into your REsimpli lead. So you don't have to do any integration. It's fully integrated with REsimpli lead. So it'll go in, it'll tell you exactly which campaign it came from. Okay, so that's one part of it, is the leads coming in. You're doing marketing to generate the lead. But once you've started doing that, the other very important part, especially with inbound leads, is speed to lead. Okay. I'm going to go into my test account just to kind of show you guys what you need to do. So you'll see some features that we have that are going to be coming to everyone's account in a couple of weeks. For example, you notice that I have a notification bell icon, which we're working on, we're testing. So yeah, so this is my test account. So in the settings page, what you want to do is you have a couple of options to do that. If you go into phone number, and I go into setting, there's this option for drip automation. So what this does is, as soon as a lead is created, you can have that lead be set up on a drip campaign automatically. Very, very important, especially for inbound leads that you have coming in. Again, it could be your SEO, PPC, Facebook. We have some investors that are doing YouTube ads and doing really well with that. If you're doing TV ads, radio ads, and you have anyone that's initiating, a seller is initiating the contact with you, very, very important is to get in touch with those leads as quickly as possible. So what you want to do is, once you go into your managed numbers, you click on whatever campaign that you're running. Let's say this is the campaign that I'm using for Google PPC. What I want to do is I want to go into drip automation, and then any leads that coming in from REsimpli website, I can have those leads be automatically put on a drip campaign. So what this is going to do is, as soon as someone goes to my website or any of the landing pages, they fill out the information, I can have it set to wherever, as soon as the form is submitted, they automatically start getting a notification. So I could do PPC lead drip. So whatever drip campaign you have set up, you'll see a list of it. And then I can have that, be initiated as soon as someone fills for that specific campaign. So again, you could have a bunch of different campaigns set up. You could have a different drip campaign be set up for anyone that you're targeting for foreclosure, anyone that you're targeting for, someone who's behind on taxes, someone who is behind on, just they want to sell because they don't want to deal with repairs. So you can have different campaigns set up, different drip campaigns be going out. So it's very, very targeted drip campaigns going out. Someone who's on foreclosure, you could have different text message go out, different emails go out. So very, very important to do this. How you want to again set it up is, you want to go into your settings. Then you want to go into manage numbers, click on edit, and then you have this option of drip automation. What this does, it automatically puts the lead on a drip campaign. So that's one thing. It's to quickly get in touch with the lead, start engaging them in a conversation through text message, through email. It could be as simple as soon as they submit a form. It could be a simple text that goes out, hey, thank you so much, because you have their name, you have their property address, phone number. You could send a text to go out. Hey, John, this is Sharad with ABC House Buyer. I saw you filled out a form on our website. You may be behind on foreclosure, or you may not be, for your property at 123 Main Street. I'm going to give you a call in 5 minutes and see. And then what we do is 5 minutes later, we have an email that goes out with a little bit more information. You could have attachment be in there if you want. And then it gives the seller options to either contact you through a text message. They can reply back to the text message, or they can engage with you through email conversation if they want. But if you don't hear back from them, then you want to give them a call. So that's one option with inbound leads. But the other one is, let me go to, is the speed to lead feature. This is super, super important feature. Again, this is built, you can use it for any campaign that you have, but it's built specifically for inbound marketing. Again, the name of the game for inbound marketing is how quickly you're getting back to the seller. So imagine if a seller goes to Google and they're filling out a form, you have to assume yours is not the only company that they're submitting information to. They're going to be going to a bunch of different companies submitting the information. So what this feature does, as soon as you click on configure, and then you can set it up to leads that are created by REsimpli website, Zapier, or leads that are created through web form. So, and this is only available in enterprise plan, but I know investors on enterprise plan are doing really, really good with this feature because they're immediately able to get in touch with the seller. So what this does is you tell the system, okay, I want this feature to be triggered anytime a lead is created through REsimpli website, and I want my owner and acquisition manager to be called. So what this would do is someone goes to my website or my landing page, fills out this form. Then what will happen is immediately within a second of them submitting a form, I will get a text message. My owner and my acquisition manager will get a text message, whoever is the owner and acquisition. So you can have, whatever roles you have, you'll see a list of all the roles. And then you can choose if who should get that text message and who should get the call. But let's say in this case, I want the owner of the company and the acquisition manager to get a call and text message. So as soon as someone submits a form on the website, within a second or 5 seconds, you get a text message letting you know there's a lead that was submitted on the website with basic information with their name, with the property address, and what campaign it came from. So you have that information, and right away you get a call that's auto-generated from REsimpli. The call will go out to the owner and the acquisition manager, whoever the owner and acquisition manager for that specific lead is. You pick up and it'll say speed to lead REsimpli or something along those lines. It'll say REsimpli speed to lead call. It basically tells you, hey, the call was triggered because you have a new lead that was created on your website. And then if you want to connect the call, you just press 1 on your keypad. And what happens as soon as you do that is, let's say if I'm the owner, I pick up the call, I'm like, yes, I want to be connected with the lead. I already have a text message, so I have some context about the information, and I can go into the app to see a little bit more information. But as soon as I pick up the call, I press 1, immediately we will start calling the seller. So the phone number that we have, we're immediately calling the seller. So you're connecting with the seller from the times the seller has submitted the form on your website to the time we call the seller and the seller picks up, assuming the seller picks up. So you could be connecting with the seller within 30 seconds of them submitting a form, and then they're picking up, assuming they pick up the phone, or you can send them a text message. But what that does is, imagine if the seller is going out when they're filling the form on your website, that's when they have the highest motivation to sell the property. That's when they're really triggered, something triggered them to go to Google or Facebook or whatever platform they're submitting the information from. Something triggered them in that moment to fill that information. And if you could be speaking with the seller in 30 to 45 seconds of them submitting the form, it does 2 things. You're catching them at a moment when they're the most motivated to sell their property. Second, it prevents them from submitting forms to other websites because you're reaching out to them when they're filling out the form. So super, super powerful feature if you're doing any inbound ads like PPC, Facebook, YouTube, TV ads, radio ads. We're going to have Tony Javier from 10X TV in a couple of weeks talking about TV ads. So we'll talk a little bit more about this, but any inbound marketing you're doing, very, very, very important feature, very critical feature to be add to your business. Speed to lead. Again, you could be connecting with the seller within 30 seconds of them submitting the form on your website. And there's a couple of other triggers that you could use it for. But any questions you guys have on this? Yes, Maurice, this is recorded. It's also streaming on our Facebook group, so you can catch it there. Or otherwise, you can go to help.resimpli.com. And all the mastermind calls that we do are dropped right here within a day or two. So if you go right here, this is from last week, and then maybe tomorrow or day after, you'll see the call from today. Hector, I am not aware. We have not heard that issue. I mean, mine is loading pretty quickly on my end, even though I'm using Zoom. It takes a lot of bandwidth. So yeah, let support know what might be going on because I haven't noticed any issue on the load time on my end. Any other questions you guys have on this or any other feature? But since we did call on the inbound, yeah, thank you, Hector. Yeah, let me know if there's anything else. Cool. Any questions you guys have? Hey, Derek.
Hey, Sharad. Yeah, I got a question if you got
Sure.
not on this part particularly. Well, first is just not a question but a statement. I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing this, and maybe it's an update. When my page loads recently, the whole left side of it has been blank. The last like 2 days, I have to refresh it or click on lead details to get that information to pop back up. So I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that. And then one of the things I just started getting into, and I was able to chat with somebody about this yesterday, is in the dispo process. So when we get new agents, I have a buyer's number. Somebody calls in that buyer's number, and then you're on the buyer page to fill in the information, right? So you're filling in their info, name, number, agent, buyer, whatever, and extra details. And while you're on that page, you can click on one of the tabs across the top that says inquiry, and you can fill out an inquiry right from that page and put notes about that then move over and show up on the property page. But one of the tabs says offer. And when you click on that, you can't fill out information from that page. You have to go to the property page and fill it out from there. So like if you're in the buyer page because you have them on the phone, you're looking at notes, you're editing the inquiry. So I see if you're on that
So,
inquiry tab, there's an ad, but not on the offer tab. So it's like it takes 7 to 10 more steps to input offer info, and vice versa. You can't edit the offer from the other page back to this one. So just some feedback that kind of makes it
absolutely.
cumbersome.
Yep. No, I'll definitely talk to my team and get that update. So you're talking about something like this, like add an inquiry. Just like that, you want to be able to add offer. Yep. No, great feedback. I'll talk to my team about that. Cool.
And then if you go into one of those inquiries and pull up like the actual page, and you're looking at it on that page. From the property page where you're looking at the deal.
Okay. So like right here.
Yeah, if you click into that one and then dispo.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's great that they show up here, but yeah, you're not able to like do it from the other page and have it pull here, or do it from here and have it push the other one. So it's good that we can edit from here, and add offers in this one, but yeah, it's the other page that you can't.
Okay, so ability to add offers from the buyer detail.
Yeah, but this is great that we can edit the inquiries and the offers from this page, because you want to kind of be able to do things all in one, or from whichever page you're at. But thanks. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. No, I'll talk to my team about adding that offer section in the buyer detail.
Cool.
All right, so this is the help page that we have, help.resimpli.com. And if you go all the way down, you'll see mastermind calls. And there's a bunch of other information, and we're constantly adding questions here. So anything that you search for, like if you search for website and you search for it, it gives you a bunch of options how to move over a Carrot website, how to change the text on a form submit on your website. So yeah, if you go to help.resimpli, you can search for all the information that we have. Hey, Louis, did you have a question?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hey, I'm currently exploring this system on a trial basis, and I had a question about the speed to lead that you're referring to. I probably won't be doing the enterprise version of it. I'd probably be doing the pro, and so I was just curious as to the I believe it was the page that you're referring to, that once they log in that information, what would happen in a situation where I have the pro and they fill out that form and that information gets passed through, and then what happens after that, as opposed to what I already know what would happen in the enterprise?
Yeah, so in the pro, like you won't be able to use this feature. This is only an enterprise feature, but in the pro plan, you can use the drip automation feature. So what you could do is you could have that lead be put in on a drip campaign, have them, whatever drip campaign you set up, fully automate that. And then as part of a drip campaign, you could have a task be assigned to you where, it just sends you a reminder to call the lead. Okay. And then you can just call the lead, manually. But what speed to lead would do is it would connect you with a lead in like 30 to 45 seconds of them submitting a form on the website. So you won't have to take any steps. It will fully automate the process. So you go to my website, you fill a form, and it sends me a text message. Hey, Louis filled out a form on your website for this property. Then it calls me and I say, okay, I want to be connected to Louis. I just press 1, then it calls you immediately. So all of that is happening within 30 to 45 seconds with speed to lead. But if you're not using that, I would definitely use drip automation. Then you could have the first step of the drip automation be call the lead. And then you can just call the lead from the app, because the lead would already be in your new leads app. And then you'll just get a reminder to call the lead. Then you can just go into the app and call. It'll just, instead of automatically connecting, you'll just go into the app and it'll take a couple of minutes, and then you could be calling the lead out.
Okay, and would the app send any notification to me if I put a task on there where it's going to notify
It
me?
will.
It will. Okay.
Correct. Yes. So depending on how you have notifications set up, you could, for task, you could get an email from us. You could also get a text message reminder that, hey, there's a new task assigned to you. And then you can go into the app and call. Like usually what I would do is for my lead manager, acquisition manager, I would create a task call the lead, and then I would put something in the note. So if I go into drip campaign, sorry, I'm still getting used to the new settings page. So if I go into drip campaign, what you would want to do is this would be your first step, right? So it would be, let's say you're assigning it to yourself, then you could say call the lead, check the lead details in the app and make the call, right? So then this would be your lead task, your task created, and then you can set it up, reminder, and then you can say, remind me like 1 minute before via SMS. So you will actually get a text message on whatever phone number that you have with us in your profile. We'll send you a text message just reminding you, hey, there's a task for this lead, and then you could just see what the task is and then call.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely, Lewis.
I got a question, Sharad. On this
okay.
screen right here, when you do the SMS option, is it possible to implement with the team to have templates down there instead of manually creating text messages? If you already have, like, say I have like 30 different SMS templates already created, and I want to implement them in the drip campaigns instead of manually having to put them in each step. Is there?
Yeah, that's already part of our roadmap to add templates. And I'll check with my team where we are on that. Yeah, so I'll check with my team and let you know. But that's already on the roadmap to add templates right here. One update that's going to come next week is you're going to see one additional option right here is an API, a webhook trigger. So you could have it where, based on whatever step you set up, then as soon as it reaches that step, it's going to push that information if you want to do Zapier integration or whatever outside third-party integration. A lot of people, have these mail houses that they work with, and they want to send out specific templates that they have. Then you'll see additional option B right here called webhook trigger. You can do that. It'll push all the lead information to whatever endpoint that you have. So that's coming, but I'll talk to my team about the SMS template. I know that's already on the roadmap to add that.
Okay. And then I have one more,
Sure.
kind of like a issue that I came across with same deal with the templates as well. So if, for example, what I do typically is if I'm coordinating a property appointment, a seller appointment, I would utilize a template to kind of update them beforehand.
Right.
So it might say something like, hey, here's a reminder, your appointment is at so-and-so o'clock or whatever the case may, at 2 o'clock. And give them some little information about that, right? And I'll give them like a reminder 2 hours in advance. But what I realized is if I use that same template and I try to change the time, for example, instead of the appointment being at 2 o'clock, let's say a different appointment is at 11 o'clock, but my template said 2 p.m. When I try to change it inside the message, it sends the original template. It doesn't change the text that I changed. Does that make sense?
I think so. I think we have in the template, we have appointment date and time. So you could just use that for that specific, and it'll pick up whatever date and time the appointment is.
Okay.
So you don't have to manually fill that in. So if you do at symbol and then you do appointment, so you could just say, for example, hey, first name, just reminding you about our appointment on appointment date at appointment time. So now it'll pick up whatever day the appointment is and then whatever time. So it'll just autofill that. So if you change that, it will update the day and time. So you don't have to manually do that then.
Okay. I didn't even know that was an option. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So if you just do add and then just like scroll down, it'll just give you all the options that we've added right here.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Awesome, man. All right. Any other questions you guys have? All right. I want to share with you guys an update we have coming out. So you guys give us a feedback on this. This should be coming out next month, but we're working on, so we just rolled out an inbox on the app. And I swear I'm using the app a lot more now, just quickly able to call the leads, text, get back to my team. So we're going to be making a similar update on the web also. So that will become your central hub to kind of manage all the communication that you're having with the leads. Anytime you get a text from the lead, anytime you get a call from the lead, we're also adding an email integration. So you'll also be able to receive incoming email in the platform. So that's coming hopefully next month. We're waiting for approval from Gmail. We have to go through an approval process before we can get the email linked. But yeah, so call, SMS, and also anytime tags you, then you will be able to see that notification in your inbox. And then you can reply back to the lead as an SMS or save a note in the lead. You can call the lead, text lead, email lead, change status of the lead, and then you can see all the leads that owner is associated with right here, all the appointments for that owner, all the contacts for that owner. So I've shown this to a couple of other of our customers, but want to show you guys since we have a big group here. Any thoughts or feedback on this before we kind of finalize and go live with this? So this should be coming out sometime next month, but the design is pretty much final. But any thoughts on this that you guys have?
I just missed it, what you were showing. I see it up there now. What is this for?
So this would be an inbox for all the communication that you're having with the leads. So anytime, let's say you have hundreds of leads, right? Anytime a lead sends you a text, you get a call from the lead, or someone tags you on a comment in the system, what will happen is, so instead of having to manage from like this dashboard page right here, right, you can still see all that information. The idea would be that we create a central inbox where you can manage all the communication from. So let's say if you get a text from this lead, right, you could just go in the inbox, you could just reply to the text and then be done with that. So you don't have to go into any notification. So this will be any notification that you're getting from the sellers or buyers or vendors, anyone, any third party, or internally from your team would go into this central inbox. And then you can just see all the communication. If you wanted to go into lead, let's say the seller says, hey, I'm ready to make, take your offer, then you can go into that lead and send an e-sign document from there. But if you're communicating back and forth, like we go back and forth with my team, they'll tag me on a comment saying, hey, Sharad, what do you think of this? The seller came back with 75, and then I'll just go into the app and I'll reply, but you'll be able to do the same thing from the web. So this will become your central hub to manage all your communication with outside parties, seller, buyer, vendors, and also internally with your team. So just keep it super organized with the communication.
Yeah, I think you went over this on a previous call. Like I remember talking about like you could integrate your emails with it or whatever.
Correct. Yeah, email we're working on. It's a little bit like I have it in my account right here. This is what it's going to look like, the email inbox. We're just waiting for Gmail integration, like Gmail approval. We have to go through an approval process with Gmail before they'll let us, use their API. But yeah, that's hopefully we'll get approval. We're doing a lot of back and forth with them, but hopefully we'll get that approval in next, week or two, and then we can go live with it. But we have the code ready for that. But you'll be able to link up your Gmail account. So instead of going into, let me see if I have it on my other account. So instead of going in,
is that view that you showed to be the default view in lieu of what we currently see now with the whole notes column and section on the right hand side of the screen when you're in the property?
No, so this will be a separate view.
This is just something different.
This will be
additional.
totally separate. Yeah, so this will be, let's say if you go in and you're like, hey, I've had a bunch of leads, my team communicate back and forth with me. You'll just go right here and you can be all caught up with the communication with the leads, buyers, vendors, and your team. So you won't have to go into the lead. If you wanted to go into the lead, you could just click right here and then go into that specific lead. It'll open that lead if you want to see some additional information, but this will be very high level way to stay on top of all the communication that you have.
Okay.
Similar to how we have on the app inbox.
So with this new feature where you have all the information in the central point and responding from there, if you open up the individual lead, will all of the data still be there as well, or you'd have to go back and forth?
I mean, this data will be there. Like if you reply to a lead, it'll just be marked as read, but it'll still be there. Like it's not going to be removed. Think of it like your email inbox, right? So if you have new notification, then it'll be, in bold. But if you have something that you've already replied to or you've already clicked on it, then it'll just be, just read. But it will not disappear from this inbox. So you can come back anytime. You can add flags to it, and you can filter based on, if you want to see all the communication from buyer, seller, vendors, and there'll be filtered if you want to see all the new communication, if you want to see all the communication that you marked as flagged, then you will be able to do that. But it will not disappear. If you go into the lead and come back, it will still be there, if that's your question.
No, the question is if I'm in the lead. So let's say I'm in the inbox and respond to an email for a specific lead. And
Right.
then later I'm in the specific lead. Will I be able to see that communication from the lead, or will I need to go back to the inbox?
Oh, no,
to
no,
see
you will
those
be able to. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
this will sync up with your lead. Yeah, so this will sync up with your lead. It's pulling the data from the lead. So if you reply from here, it will also be reflected on the lead.
Excellent. Okay, that
Yeah.
was my question.
Yeah. Just like how you use app inbox right now. So if you go into the iOS or Android, you reply, you make a call, send text, or reply to your team member in the lead. Then when you go back into your lead detail, it's still there. It'll just work exactly the same way.
Excellent. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
But because it's on a bigger monitor, we have few different options we can do. You can see appointments, tasks, which is a little bit more challenging to do on the smaller screen on iOS or Android.
Okay, thanks.
Sharad, I
Cool.
got something. Is it possible to pin those messages on the left side of the inbox, or would you just suggest using the flag feature? Let's say I want to keep a specific lead at the top of my inbox versus kind of searching for them.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. Yeah, I'll talk to yeah, we should be able to pin. So add an option for pin so it always stays on top, and flag if you just want to flag. Yeah. No, that's great. Yep, I'll get that added to that. Yeah, so you'll be able to pin also. Yeah, that should be easy enough to do. Cool. Any other questions, guys? We have a couple of updates coming next month. One would be the notification bell icon, and it's real-time notification. So if you're in any page, you get a text message, it's going to pop up right here. I think I posted some screenshot on our Facebook group, which is going to be pretty cool. So you don't have to refresh your page to get real-time notification. And the other would be, yeah, so it's not populating for me right now, but let me go into list stacking. But it'll do the same thing. Yeah. So anytime you add a property address in leads or list stacking, you're going to be able to see all the properties that owner owns. And you can see which one are already in leads. But in this case, I added this owner, and I can see everything that this owner has, how many total properties, what's the total value of the properties, how much loans, and what's the total equity. And you'll be able to do the same thing on the leads. I don't think my team has pushed that update to leads just yet, but if you wanted to, you could just select the properties that you want to add in list stacking and then click add selected to list, and then it'll just move over to list stacking. But this is pretty cool that you'll be able to see every single property that the seller that you're talking to has in leads and list stacking. And I'll show you right here whether this is occupied or it's vacant. So you can also get some information on property address, mailing address, whether it's occupied or vacant. And then we'll also be pushing some additional information for each property. Yeah, like what was the last sale information? When did this property sell? Duration, the MLS status. If something is listed on MLS, we'll show you the information, agent's name, phone number, email address. So you'll notice like this information will be auto-populated. This is a triplex. How many total bedrooms, bathroom, estimated value, and tons of other information that you'll be able to see. Estimated value, which is pretty accurate for my market at least. And if there's any loan for that property, you'll also be able to see that. So this update with notification bell icon and also email, hopefully we get approval from Gmail, will all be coming through next month. All right, Tara has a question. How do you feel the landing pages compared to the Carrot website? Is the value just in the SEO? Tara, our websites are SEO optimized. Again, like just having the website SEO optimized doesn't mean you'll start ranking, but it is at SEO optimized out of the gate. You'll need to add content. It's, you need to add a lot of content, get backlinks. It gets a little bit more, detail on how you start ranking, but it is SEO optimized out of the gate. And the landing pages are like simple. I've never used Carrot landing pages, so I can't comment on that. But these are simple landing pages. We worked with a couple of PPC agencies and design agencies to come up with these to make sure they're web optimized, they are mobile friendly, and they load pretty quickly. That's the most important thing. I'm testing them on my PPC campaign, but I can only tell you we've had several people switch over from Carrot to REsimpli, and they haven't noticed any issues. So if you have an existing Carrot website, you want a transition over to REsimpli, we can do it for you free of cost. You just have to send us an email at support@REsimpli, and then we'll switch your website over from Carrot or any other platform for that matter over to REsimpli. Make sure all your landing pages link up correctly that you have. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on the call. This was a great call. I'll see you guys on the next week call. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.